Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I dry body brush, otherwise known as dry skin brushing, otherwise known as just body brushing. This is something that I talked about in an ASMR video and I got a lot of questions, so I thought I would demonstrate the best way to do this. When I wake up every morning, there are two things I like to start the day with, and those are stretching and dry body brushing. So we'll talk about stretching in another video. Today I want to focus on dry brushing because I think it's an incredibly beneficial thing you can do for your body. It's also really fast and simple. Oh man, does it look like I'm naked? Okay. Dry body brushing is exactly what it sounds like. You're basically going to be brushing your body while it's dry with a natural bristle brush. So let's talk about the benefits. This is going to help with exfoliating your skin, removing any clogged pores, eliminating ingrown hairs if you're prone to them, which I definitely am. It's also going to stimulate nerve endings in your skin and increase your circulation. And perhaps most importantly, it's going to have great benefits for your lymphatic system. So if you're not sure what the lymphatic system is or how it functions, it's basically made up of vessels and lymph nodes. So the lymph vessels are going to be transporting fluid throughout your entire body. And the lymph nodes act as filters for bacteria, germs, infection, and illness, which is why if you have the flu or you're sick, you may notice that some of your lymph nodes are swollen, indicating that there's an underlying infection in your body that your body is actively trying to fight. Did I just say that without breathing? As many of you probably know, your skin is your largest organ and it plays a really important role in eliminating toxins from the body. So it's really important that we take care of it and ensure that everything in our body is functioning smoothly and we are healthy. A lot of people also believe dry brushing is good for reducing cellulite. Whether or not that's true, I'm honestly not sure. I know that cellulite can be largely genetic. It's something that I've personally had on the back of my legs for as long as I can remember, and I'm not sure if body brushing has helped with that, but it certainly hasn't made it worse, and I think it's definitely worth trying for all of the other health benefits, and if it ends up helping with the texture of my skin, then that's great. So over here are my dry brushing supplies. You really just need a natural bristle brush. I'm not sure where these came from because I've had them for such a long time, but I do know that I got them in a pack with a couple brushes. I would recommend a brush with plant-based fibers, and I'm going to link some recommendations in the description box below. You can choose to use one with a handle if that's more comfortable for you, or one with like a strap. I personally like this one, but again, it's really personal preference. Over here I have a natural spray that I made myself. This is just filtered water with a couple drops of tea tree oil and peppermint oil. And I like to spray this on my brush in between brushings just to naturally kind of sanitize it. But I also wash my brush once a week with soap and water. So ideally you want to dry brush before you take a shower, which is why the morning is a great option, especially if you're someone who showers in the morning. And over here I have some avocado oil with some cat hair stuck on it. And this is what I would apply on my whole body after I get out of the shower, just to moisturize and keep my skin smooth. Since I like to do this in the morning, I like to keep a glass of water around just to remind myself to stay hydrated, and I like to drink water right when I wake up. I'm going to put my hair up just because it's really hot. So I have my brush and I'm basically going to start brushing from the bottom of my body towards the top of my body, so starting with my feet. And you generally want to brush towards your heart. Like I said, I'm going to start with the tops of my feet and move in an upward direction. I tend to use long strokes like this. And if it's more comfortable for you, you can prop your leg up on a chair or I don't know, whatever feels best. And I just go over that area until it feels kind of tingly. You're definitely not trying to inflict pain on yourself. And as you continue to dry brush on a regular basis, it's not gonna be as intense of a sensation, if that makes sense. Your body will kind of acclimate to the feeling. But to me, it feels really nice. What is this from? God, what is that? I always have like scars on my body. Okay, it doesn't matter. Going to do my other foot. And then I'm going to move onto my knees and my thighs. And when you get to your butt, you want to make sure to get that too. So ideally, you do this when you're not wearing any clothes, but obviously for YouTube, I'm wearing something. These are like full coverage underwear, and I'm wearing underwear underneath of them because everyone always trips out on the internet. Like, I posted a photo of myself in a sports bra and people like could not handle it. And honestly, if you have access to the internet and you're offended by a woman in a sports bra, how do you listen to the news? People were telling me that I was like setting women back. So again, make sure you get your butt entirely. You also want to get all of this area right here. And moving on to my stomach, I'm just going to continue brushing in the same way. I have really long arms, so it's pretty easy for me to reach my back, but if that's an issue for you, then a brush with a handle might be beneficial. So right now my body is feeling like the blood is flowing, it's tingly, it feels nice, like I feel energized. It's a really nice feeling. And you can also do over top of your chest area, but you do want to be very gentle because that area is so sensitive. So when I'm doing this alone, I'll just take it kind of slowly and go nice and easy. After I do my stomach, I usually like to do my arms. So just starting from the tops of my hands and my palms and going all the way up. Alternatively, you can do like your lower arm first and then your upper arm. And you may notice that your skin kind of is getting a little bit pink. There's nothing to be worried about. And when I reach the top of my arms, I like to lift my arm up and brush downwards in my underarm area. Doing the other arm. Lifting my arm up and just making sure to get that armpit. This area is also pretty sensitive, so just be gentle. And then you want to hit your shoulders, which I can do again with my long limbs. This reminds me of being in elementary school when your teacher would like tell you to give yourself a hug for doing a good job with something. You also want to do your neck. The one area that I do not dry brush is my face. If you want to take a really small brush, you can do that, but I do not do my face. So it's up to you whether or not you want to go there. So at this point, your body should be feeling pretty nice. And this is the part where you're going to want to take a shower, rinse off any dirt, dead skin that you're removing during the dry brushing process. Like I said, ideally you want to do this before you take a shower, whether that's in the morning or in the night. Find a time that works best for you. You also want to do this without any clothes on, like I mentioned. Another tip is that a lot of people like to dry brush when they're actually physically standing in the shower because, you know, you are sloughing off all of those skin cells. I tend to do this in my bedroom. Whether or not that's acceptable, whatever, it's just more comfortable for me. So then after you've completed your brushing session, a couple sprays on the brush. Also makes an amazing toner. Oh my god, it feels so good. I like to do this about 3 to 4 times a week. You can certainly do this every day. It's not harmful or anything. You're not gonna overdo it or like overstimulate your skin. If you are doing this in the morning, whether it's in conjunction with stretching or not, after you take a shower, start with a healthy breakfast. Continue that, you know, cycle of good health. Get into healthy habits that just lead to other healthy habits. We are a product of how we treat our body and what we put into it. I love having a smoothie in the morning. I feel like it just makes me feel ready for the day, as does stretching, as does dry brushing. All of these things together are preparing myself for the best possible day that I can have. So, you know, anything shitty that happens during the day, unrelated to how I'm treating my body, at least I know that I feel the best that I possibly can feel in order to face those other shitty things like LA traffic. Okay, at this point, just rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the description box below. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, which potentially will either be a video on stretching or me answering your savage questions, because I've gotten a lot of them lately. So stay tuned for those, and I will talk to you guys soon.